Have you ever wondered why life feels different once you hit your 40s, 50s, or 60s? Suddenly, the energy isn't the same, the mind feels slower, and even small choices start to carry bigger consequences. What if I told you that the way you handle these years could determine not just your health, but your clarity, your relationships, and your happiness for decades to come? These are the years where careful decisions matter more than ever. Every habit, every thought, and every action compounds, shaping your future in ways you may not realize. Ignoring the warning signs now could create setbacks that take years to recover from. But taking control can unlock a level of vitality, focus, and fulfillment you never thought possible. In the next few minutes, we're going to reveal exactly why you must be careful in your 40s, 50s, and 60s, and how the smallest adjustments today can completely transform your life tomorrow. This isn't just advice, it's a blueprint for thriving in the most crucial decades of your life. Pay close attention, because what you do next could define the next chapter of your health, your mind, and your happiness. Entering your 40s changes how life responds to you. Choices no longer stay small. Every decision starts to leave a deeper mark. What once felt temporary now carries weight. This stage is not about fear, but awareness. Being careful means understanding that time has shifted its rules. In earlier years, mistakes could be corrected quickly. Energy was higher. Recovery was faster. In midlife, consequences arrive sooner and stay longer. This is why careful thinking becomes essential. It protects your future instead of limiting your freedom. Many people misunderstand this phase. They believe caution means slowing down. In truth, it means moving with clarity. You stop reacting and start choosing. You think ahead instead of chasing comfort. This mindset becomes your strongest advantage. Midlife rewards those who act wisely. Planning becomes powerful. Discipline feels lighter than regret. When awareness leads your actions, life becomes more stable. Being careful now is not weakness. It is intelligent self-preservation. The body begins to communicate differently after 40. Signals become clearer but also more serious. Fatigue lingers longer. Pain recovers slower. These changes are not signs of failure. They are reminders to listen more closely. Ignoring physical warnings creates long-term problems. What feels minor today can become permanent tomorrow. Careful living means paying attention early. It means respecting limits instead of challenging them constantly. Health decisions in midlife shape later independence. Strong routines support longevity. Poor habits quietly accumulate damage. This stage rewards consistency, not extremes. Small daily choices matter more than dramatic efforts. When the body is protected, everything else improves. Focus sharpens. Mood stabilizes. Confidence returns. Carefulness here is not about fear of aging. It is about preserving strength for the years ahead. Time feels different in your 40s and beyond. Weeks move faster. Years pass quietly. This shift catches many people unprepared. Life becomes busy, yet progress feels slower. This is where careful time management becomes critical. Delaying important actions becomes costly. Missed opportunities rarely return the same way. Planning replaces rushing. Priorities replace distractions. Each hour must serve a purpose, not just pass. People who succeed in this stage respect time deeply. They stop wasting attention on empty habits. They reduce unnecessary commitments. Focus becomes a survival skill, not a productivity trend. Carefulness with time creates balance. Work improves. Relationships deepen. Stress reduces. When time is respected, life feels fuller instead of shorter. By midlife, habits stop hiding their effects. Patterns formed years earlier begin to show visible outcomes. Consistent discipline creates stability, while neglect creates pressure. This stage exposes what was once invisible. Carefulness means recognizing that habits now speak louder than intentions. Daily routines shape long-term results more than motivation. Skipping rest, ignoring movement, or eating poorly no longer stays harmless. The body and mind respond honestly. What you repeat becomes what you live with. Careful individuals audit their habits without judgment. They remove what drains them and strengthen what supports them. This process is quiet but powerful. It creates control in a time when chaos can easily grow. This is not about perfection. It is about alignment. When habits match long-term goals, life becomes easier. Carefulness here prevents regret later and builds confidence slowly. Social dynamics shift strongly after 40. People respond more to consistency than promises. Respect becomes linked to behavior, not potential. This change surprises many, but it reflects maturity rather than rejection. Words lose influence if actions don't support them. Reliability becomes currency. Those who follow through earn trust naturally. Those who don't begin to feel invisible. Being careful means protecting credibility. It requires honesty about limits and commitments. Overpromising damages reputation faster than silence. Understating and delivering builds quiet authority. At this stage, reputation travels faster than explanation. Maintaining integrity reduces stress. When actions stay aligned, relationships stabilize and respect grows naturally. Your social circle needs reassessment in midlife. Not everyone grows at the same pace. Some connections remain stuck in old patterns. Others no longer support your direction. Emotional exhaustion often comes from maintaining outdated relationships. Carefulness means recognizing when interaction costs more than it gives. Distance can be healthy without hostility. Reducing unnecessary access creates space for clarity. Time becomes more valuable. Energy must be invested wisely. This shift improves mental focus and emotional balance. Smaller circles often lead to deeper connections. Quality replaces quantity. Careful boundaries protect peace and allow growth without constant explanation. Financial decisions carry greater weight after 40. Recovery time shortens. Mistakes become harder to undo. This stage demands strategy rather than impulse. Risk must be calculated carefully. Emotional spending creates long-term strain. Stability becomes more valuable than excitement. Planning replaces guessing. Careful money management reduces anxiety. It creates options instead of pressure. Saving, protecting assets, and reducing unnecessary expenses build confidence. Financial awareness supports independence later. Those who prepare early experience freedom. Those who ignore planning feel trapped. Carefulness here shapes future comfort. Mental health requires stronger protection in midlife. Stress accumulates quietly. Unresolved tension surfaces unexpectedly. Ignoring mental strain affects physical health as well. Carefulness means acknowledging emotional limits. Pushing constantly leads to burnout. Slowing down prevents collapse. Balance becomes a survival tool. Thought patterns also need adjustment. Negative thinking grows louder under pressure. Learning to pause before reacting improves clarity. Calm responses preserve energy. When mental health is protected, decision-making improves. Relationships benefit. Sleep stabilizes. Carefulness restores control during demanding years. Identity begins shifting in the 40s and beyond. External validation loses power. Internal alignment becomes more important. Many feel confused during this transition. Carefulness helps navigate this change. Instead of chasing approval, focus shifts to meaning. Purpose replaces noise. This adjustment reduces inner conflict. Letting go of outdated labels creates freedom. You are no longer defined by past roles. Growth requires space for reinvention without pressure. Those who accept identity evolution experience resistance, creates frustration. Carefulness allows transformation without fear. The body sends clearer warning signs with age. Fatigue, stiffness, and discomfort speak early. Ignoring them invites long-term damage. Carefulness means responding instead of suppressing signals. Rest becomes necessary. Recovery requires intention. Listening early prevents serious issues later. Routine checkups and self-awareness gain importance. Prevention costs less than repair. Simple adjustments protect long-term mobility and strength. When physical signals are respected, quality of life improves. Independence lasts longer. Carefulness preserves function and confidence over time. Sleep quality changes significantly after 40. Late nights affect the body more deeply. Recovery slows when rest is inconsistent. What once felt manageable begins to feel draining. Carefulness means protecting sleep as a priority. Late routines, screen exposure, and irregular schedules disrupt balance. Rest becomes a foundation, not a luxury. When sleep improves, mental focus sharpens. Emotions stabilize. Physical strength returns gradually. The body responds positively to consistent rest. Those who guard sleep age better overall. Energy becomes predictable. Mood improves. Carefulness here supports long-term performance in daily life. Comparison becomes more dangerous in midlife. Social pressure feels heavier when timelines differ. Seeing others succeed can trigger doubt or frustration. Carefulness requires perspective. Everyone follows a different path. Progress cannot be measured accurately from the outside. Surface success hides unseen struggles. Focusing inward reduces unnecessary stress. Personal goals regain importance. Measuring growth against yourself restores confidence. Those who avoid comparison preserve mental clarity. Gratitude increases. Satisfaction grows. Carefulness protects emotional stability during changing years. Career demands shift after 40. Experience grows, but energy must be managed. Constant pressure leads to exhaustion faster than before. Carefulness involves reassessing workload and direction. Burnout often hides behind productivity. Sustainable effort matters more than constant output. Strategic changes improve long-term success. Skill refinement replaces overextension. Efficiency becomes more valuable than speed. Those who adapt careers thoughtfully maintain relevance. Stability increases. Confidence strengthens. Carefulness ensures longevity rather than early decline. Family dynamics evolve as years pass. Children, partners, and relatives see you differently. Expectations shift naturally over time. Carefulness means adjusting communication. Listening becomes more important than advising. Presence matters more than control. Consistency builds trust within family relationships. Mixed signals create confusion. Clear actions provide stability. Those who respond thoughtfully strengthen bonds. Conflict reduces. Respect grows naturally. Carefulness supports harmony across generations. Long-term relationships require renewed attention in midlife. Routine can replace connection. Unspoken issues accumulate quietly. Carefulness involves honest conversation. Silence often creates distance. Addressing issues early prevents resentment. Emotional availability becomes essential. Understanding replaces assumptions. Effort must be mutual and intentional. When relationships are nurtured, security increases. Loneliness fades. Carefulness keeps connection alive through change. Pride becomes more visible after 40. Refusing help creates unnecessary strain. Independence can turn into isolation. Carefulness means recognizing limits. Asking for support strengthens outcomes. Collaboration improves results. Letting go of ego reduces pressure. Growth becomes shared instead of solitary. Balance replaces burden. Those who accept help age with resilience. Stress decreases. Progress becomes smoother. Carefulness builds stronger support systems. Belief systems evolve during midlife. Surface-level thinking feels insufficient. Questions become deeper and more personal. Carefulness allows space for reflection. Growth requires honesty with oneself. Curiosity replaces rigid thinking. This phase encourages understanding over certainty. Learning becomes continuous. Perspective broadens gradually. Those who allow mental flexibility experience peace. Confusion fades. Carefulness supports emotional maturity. Dietary choices affect the body more intensely after 40. Poor nutrition leads to inflammation and fatigue. Recovery slows without balance. Carefulness involves simplifying food habits. Consistency matters more than extremes. Clean choices support long-term health. Listening to how food affects energy improves awareness. Adjustments become easier with observation. Those who eat thoughtfully protect strength. Focus improves. Vitality lasts longer. Carefulness turns nutrition into support. Energy levels fluctuate differently in midlife. Constant activity drains reserves faster. Overcommitment becomes risky. Carefulness means identifying energy leaks. Unnecessary obligations consume focus. Reducing overload restores balance. Prioritization becomes essential. Saying no protects capacity. Intentional pacing prevents burnout. Those who manage energy wisely maintain productivity. Fatigue reduces. Carefulness preserves momentum over time. Thoughts about legacy emerge naturally after 40. Impact begins to matter more than recognition. Long-term influence gains importance. Carefulness means aligning actions with values. Daily behavior shapes lasting impressions. Small choices create meaning. Reflection helps refine direction. Purpose becomes clearer. Focus sharpens around contribution. Those who think beyond themselves feel fulfilled. Regret decreases. Carefulness gives depth to remaining years. Stress affects the body differently in midlife. What once passed quickly now lingers longer. Tension builds quietly through daily pressure and unresolved demands. Carefulness means recognizing early signs of overload. Tight muscles, constant worry, and irritability signal imbalance. Ignoring these signs leads to exhaustion. Managing stress requires deliberate slowing. Small pauses throughout the day reset focus. Controlled breathing and short breaks restore clarity. Those who manage stress thoughtfully protect long-term health. Energy stabilizes. Focus improves. Carefulness prevents emotional and physical decline. Memory and focus shift subtly with age. Distraction increases when routines become overwhelming. Mental clutter affects performance and confidence. Carefulness involves simplifying information intake. Constant noise reduces clarity. Reducing multitasking strengthens concentration. Mental exercises improve sharpness. Reading, problem solving, and learning new skills support brain health. Engagement keeps the mind active. Those who protect mental clarity make better decisions. Confidence grows. Carefulness preserves cognitive strength through later years. Physical movement becomes essential rather than optional. Inactivity accelerates stiffness and weakness. The body demands consistent motion. Carefulness means choosing sustainable activity. Extreme routines increase injury risk. Moderate movement supports long-term mobility. Daily walking, stretching, and controlled strength build resilience. Small efforts accumulate lasting benefits. Those who move intentionally remain independent longer. Energy improves. Carefulness supports physical freedom over time. Social isolation becomes more common after 40. Busy schedules reduce connection. Loneliness can develop quietly. Carefulness involves maintaining meaningful interaction. Quality conversations matter more than frequent contact. Connection supports mental health. Intentional social time improves mood. Shared experiences strengthen bonds. Consistency prevents emotional withdrawal. Those who stay socially engaged experience stability. Perspective improves. Carefulness protects emotional well-being. Decision-making slows in midlife for a reason. Experience increases caution. Reflection replaces impulse. Carefulness allows time for evaluation. Rushed choices create regret. Thoughtful decisions reduce long-term stress. Analyzing outcomes before acting strengthens results. Patience improves accuracy. Wisdom guides action. Those who respect this process avoid costly errors. Confidence grows. Carefulness improves life direction. Technology affects behavior more strongly with age. Excessive screen time disrupts sleep and focus. Digital overload drains attention. Carefulness means controlling digital habits. Boundaries protect time and energy. Purposeful use replaces mindless scrolling. Reducing exposure improves concentration. Real-life interaction feels more satisfying. Mental clarity increases. Those who manage technology intentionally regain control. Stress decreases. Carefulness restores balance. Emotional triggers become more noticeable after 40. Past experiences resurface under pressure. Reactions intensify unexpectedly. Carefulness requires emotional awareness. Recognizing triggers prevents overreaction. Reflection replaces impulse. Responding calmly preserves relationships. Understanding emotions improves communication. Control increases with awareness. Those who manage emotions effectively experience stability. Conflict reduces. Carefulness strengthens emotional intelligence. Self-expectations often remain unrealistic in midlife. Pressure to perform constantly creates strain. Internal demands increase stress. Carefulness involves adjusting expectations. Growth does not require constant achievement. Progress can be steady and calm. Allowing rest improves productivity. Compassion toward oneself restores motivation. Balance replaces pressure. Those who release unrealistic standards feel lighter. Satisfaction grows. Carefulness improves mental resilience. Change becomes more intimidating with age. Comfort zones feel safer. Fear of disruption limits growth. Carefulness means evaluating change logically. Not all change is risk. Some change prevents stagnation. Gradual adjustments reduce anxiety. Small steps create confidence. Adaptation becomes manageable. Those who approach change thoughtfully stay relevant. Opportunity increases. Carefulness allows growth without instability. Personal values become clearer over time. What once mattered loses importance. Priorities realign naturally. Carefulness involves honoring these shifts. Living against values creates inner conflict. Alignment brings peace. Decision-making improves when guided by values. Direction feels clearer. Confidence strengthens. Those who live intentionally experience fulfillment. Regret lessens. Carefulness shapes a meaningful path forward. Midlife brings a stronger awareness of physical limits. Activities that once felt easy now demand preparation. This change is not weakness. It is feedback from the body, asking for smarter effort rather than constant force. Carefulness means pacing yourself without guilt. Overexertion creates setbacks that take longer to heal. Sustainable routines protect strength instead of draining it. Listening becomes more effective than pushing. Planning physical effort improves daily performance. Warm-ups, breaks, and recovery matter more now. Small adjustments prevent long interruptions caused by injury or fatigue. Those who respect limits maintain consistency. Progress becomes steady. Carefulness preserves capability over the long term, instead of chasing short bursts of effort. Financial pressure often increases during midlife. Responsibilities expand while flexibility shrinks. Unexpected expenses create anxiety when planning is weak. Carefulness involves realistic budgeting. Tracking spending exposes hidden leaks. Awareness replaces surprise. Control reduces stress. Preparing for emergencies becomes essential. Savings protect peace of mind. Stability provides confidence during uncertainty. Those who manage finances carefully avoid panic. Decisions feel calmer. Carefulness creates security rather than restriction. Midlife often reveals unresolved emotional patterns. Past disappointments resurface quietly. Ignored feelings demand attention through stress or dissatisfaction. Carefulness means acknowledging emotions without judgment. Suppression increases tension. Understanding reduces its power. Processing experiences creates clarity. Reflection brings insight. Emotional honesty strengthens resilience. Those who face emotions directly regain balance. Calm replaces confusion. Carefulness supports emotional stability. Energy recovery changes significantly with age. Fatigue lasts longer after stress. Rest becomes a necessary skill. Carefulness involves structuring downtime intentionally. Random rest does not restore fully. Consistent recovery rebuilds strength. Balancing work and rest improves output. Overworking reduces efficiency. Smart pauses increase productivity. Those who prioritize recovery maintain momentum. Burnout fades. Carefulness protects long-term performance. Midlife relationships require adjustment. Old dynamics may no longer fit. Growth creates distance if communication fails. Carefulness involves honest dialogue. Expressing needs prevents misunderstanding. Listening builds trust. Adapting roles strengthens connection. Flexibility reduces conflict. Respect replaces assumption. Those who adjust relationships thoughtfully maintain closeness. Stability grows. Carefulness preserves meaningful bonds. Confidence shifts in midlife. External approval loses importance. Internal validation becomes essential. Carefulness means building self-trust. Experience provides insight. Doubt fades with reflection. Accepting imperfections increases confidence. Authenticity replaces performance. Calm replaces pressure. Those who trust themselves move decisively. Satisfaction increases. Carefulness strengthens self-belief. Routine can quietly limit growth. After 40, comfort creates stagnation. Familiar patterns reduce awareness. Carefulness means reviewing routines periodically. What once worked may now restrict progress. Adaptation keeps life dynamic. Introducing small changes refreshes motivation. Learning new skills stimulates curiosity. Engagement increases. Those who adjust routines stay mentally active. Boredom fades. Carefulness supports continued development. Health information overload confuses many in midlife. Conflicting advice creates anxiety. Overreaction leads to extremes. Carefulness involves selective learning. Reliable guidance matters more than trends. Consistency outperforms experimentation. Simple habits outperform complex systems. Clarity reduces stress. Balance supports health better than obsession. Those who simplify health choices feel calmer. Results improve. Carefulness creates sustainable wellness. Expectations from others increase with age. People assume reliability and strength. Pressure builds quietly. Carefulness means setting clear boundaries. Saying yes to everything creates resentment. Limits protect well-being. Communicating availability prevents burnout. Respect grows through honesty. Balance restores control. Those who manage expectations maintain peace. Energy remains steady. Carefulness prevents emotional overload. Midlife encourages deeper reflection on direction. Achievements lose excitement without meaning. Questions about fulfillment surface. Carefulness involves reevaluating goals. Alignment matters more than accumulation. Purpose reshapes ambition. Refocusing effort improves satisfaction. Energy flows toward what matters. Distractions lose power. Those who realign direction experience clarity. Motivation renews. Carefulness guides the next phase wisely. Midlife changes how the body responds to pressure. Stress no longer fades quickly after rest. Tension settles deeper into muscles and posture, affecting daily comfort and focus. Carefulness means adjusting how pressure is handled. Short breaks reduce buildup. Awareness of posture and breathing improves daily comfort. Ignoring physical tension leads to chronic discomfort. Small aches become constant distractions. Addressing strain early prevents long-term limitation. Those who manage physical pressure thoughtfully move with ease. Energy lasts longer. Carefulness preserves daily function. Midlife often brings unexpected life transitions. Career shifts, family changes, or health concerns arise suddenly. Stability feels fragile during these periods. Carefulness involves preparation for uncertainty. Flexibility becomes valuable. Adaptability reduces panic during change. Planning alternatives improves confidence. Backup strategies create calm. Mental readiness softens impact. Those who prepare mentally handle transitions better. Fear reduces. Carefulness turns disruption into adjustment. Emotional reactions evolve with experience. Sensitivity increases toward disrespect or instability. Patience shortens when values are challenged. Carefulness means recognizing emotional patterns. Understanding triggers prevents escalation. Reflection replaces reaction. Responding thoughtfully protects relationships. Emotional maturity improves communication. Balance replaces conflict. Those who manage emotions skillfully experience harmony. Stress decreases. Carefulness strengthens social stability. Midlife highlights the importance of consistency. Motivation fluctuates. Discipline maintains progress when enthusiasm fades. Carefulness involves building reliable systems. Small daily actions outperform occasional effort. Structure supports momentum. Consistency reduces mental load. Decisions become automatic. Energy is preserved. Those who maintain routines progress steadily. Confidence grows. Carefulness ensures reliability. Sleep interruptions become more common after 40. Nighttime rest feels lighter. Recovery depends on quality rather than quantity. Carefulness means improving sleep habits. Reducing stimulation before rest improves depth. Routine supports regulation. Ignoring sleep quality affects mood and focus. Fatigue influences decision-making. Awareness prevents decline. Those who protect sleep feel sharper. Energy improves. Carefulness supports mental clarity. Midlife requires reevaluating success. Old definitions lose relevance. Achievement without fulfillment feels empty. Carefulness involves redefining goals. Meaning replaces comparison. Personal satisfaction becomes the measure. Realigning effort reduces frustration. Focus sharpens around values. Motivation becomes internal. Those who redefine success feel balanced. Pressure decreases. Carefulness brings contentment. Communication changes with age. Directness becomes important. Avoiding issues creates unnecessary distance. Carefulness means choosing clarity over comfort. Honest dialogue prevents misunderstanding. Respect strengthens trust. Listening improves outcomes. Mutual understanding replaces assumption. Connection deepens. Those who communicate clearly build strong relationships. Conflict reduces. Carefulness sustains connection. Physical flexibility decreases gradually over time. Stiffness limits movement. Inactivity accelerates decline. Carefulness involves regular stretching and mobility. Gentle movement preserves range. Prevention beats correction. Ignoring flexibility increases injury risk. Reduced mobility limits independence. Awareness prompts action. Those who maintain flexibility move confidently. Comfort improves. Carefulness supports long-term mobility. Midlife heightens awareness of time investment. Busy schedules hide inefficiency. Energy drains without progress. Carefulness means evaluating how time is spent. Low-value tasks consume focus. Simplification restores control. Prioritizing meaningful activity improves satisfaction, efficiency increases, stress decreases. Those who manage time intentionally feel fulfilled. Momentum returns. Carefulness sharpens direction. Reflection deepens as experience grows. Lessons from the past shape present thinking. Insight replaces impulse. Carefulness means applying lessons without regret. Experience becomes guidance. Wisdom grows through acceptance. Integrating past knowledge improves decisions. Confidence increases. Emotional balance strengthens. Those who reflect constructively move forward clearly. Peace replaces confusion. Carefulness prepares the next stage. Midlife often changes how motivation appears. Excitement fades faster, while responsibility grows heavier. Progress now depends less on emotion and more on intention. Carefulness means learning to act without waiting for inspiration. Consistent effort replaces bursts of enthusiasm. Discipline becomes a quiet strength. Relying on mood leads to inconsistency. Structured habits carry progress forward even on difficult days. Stability grows from repetition. Those who understand this shift maintain momentum. Goals continue moving forward. Carefulness turns effort into long-term results. Confidence in midlife becomes more fragile if self-care is ignored. Fatigue affects judgment. Stress weakens decision-making. Carefulness involves protecting personal well-being. Physical and mental maintenance support confidence naturally. Strength comes from balance. Neglecting self-care leads to doubt and frustration. Simple routines restore control. Stability improves perception. Those who care for themselves think clearly. Self-trust increases. Carefulness reinforces inner strength. Midlife brings clearer awareness of personal limits. Time, energy, and focus feel more finite. Overcommitment causes strain. Carefulness means choosing commitments wisely. Not every request deserves attention. Selectivity preserves quality. Reducing obligations improves performance. Focus sharpens. Energy becomes available for meaningful work. Those who protect their limits feel empowered. Stress reduces. Carefulness creates sustainable productivity. Emotional resilience becomes essential after 40. Challenges feel more complex. Pressure accumulates from multiple directions. Carefulness involves strengthening coping skills. Calm responses reduce long-term impact. Perspective improves emotional balance. Avoiding emotional extremes protects stability. Reflection replaces reaction. Control returns gradually. Those who build resilience handle setbacks effectively. Confidence remains intact. Carefulness preserves emotional health. Midlife highlights the cost of unresolved conflict. Lingering tension drains energy. Avoidance increases distance. Carefulness requires addressing issues early. Honest discussion prevents escalation. Clarity reduces stress. Constructive communication improves relationships. Mutual respect grows. Trust rebuilds naturally. Those who resolve conflict thoughtfully experience relief. Connection strengthens. Carefulness restores harmony. Physical endurance changes gradually with age. Recovery requires more time. Ignoring limits leads to setbacks. Carefulness means adjusting pace. Balanced effort supports longevity. Consistency matters more than intensity. Listening to physical feedback prevents injury. Small rest periods restore performance. Awareness increases control. Those who manage endurance wisely remain active. Fatigue lessens. Carefulness protects vitality. Midlife encourages reassessment of priorities. What once felt urgent loses importance. Meaning replaces urgency. Carefulness involves realigning focus. Time spent wisely increases satisfaction. Distractions fade naturally. Letting go of non-essential goals frees energy. Clarity improves direction. Motivation stabilizes. Those who prioritize intentionally feel fulfilled. Stress decreases. Carefulness supports purposeful living. Mental overload becomes common after 40. Information intake exceeds processing capacity. Clutter affects clarity. Carefulness means simplifying mental input. Reducing noise improves focus. Selectivity protects attention. Organizing thoughts improves decision-making. Writing, planning, and reflection reduce chaos. Those who manage mental load feel calmer. Efficiency increases. Carefulness restores clarity. Midlife often reveals the importance of adaptability. Fixed thinking limits growth. Resistance increases frustration. Carefulness involves staying open to adjustment. Flexibility reduces fear. Learning continues. Accepting change improves confidence. Small adaptations build resilience. Progress becomes smoother. Those who adapt thoughtfully remain capable. Opportunity expands. Carefulness supports long-term relevance. Self-awareness deepens with experience. Patterns become visible. Strengths and weaknesses clarify. Carefulness means using insight wisely. Self-knowledge improves choices. Growth becomes intentional. Ignoring awareness repeats mistakes. Applying lessons improves outcomes. Confidence strengthens. Those who act with self-awareness progress steadily. Satisfaction grows. Carefulness guides future decisions. Midlife brings a stronger awareness of health vulnerability. Minor symptoms can no longer be ignored, as small issues tend to grow if left unattended. Carefulness means observing how the body responds to daily routines and lifestyle choices, and taking action before problems escalate. Prevention replaces reaction, and attention becomes a crucial habit that safeguards long-term vitality. Daily habits accumulate consequences in subtle ways. Diet, exercise, and sleep routines create either resilience or strain. Ignoring the body's signals leads to fatigue, recurring pain, and emotional strain. Carefulness now involves deliberate attention to patterns that were previously overlooked, turning daily maintenance into a foundation for future energy and comfort. Healthcare decisions require more thought. Avoiding unnecessary risk while remaining proactive helps maintain balance. Simple checkups and listening to professional advice prevent complications later. Carefulness in these choices reinforces stability, rather than creating dependence on emergency solutions. Those who embrace awareness over negligence build consistent strength. Energy levels remain steady, performance improves, and confidence grows. By taking health seriously at this stage, careful choices compound over time, ensuring a more active, capable, and resilient life. Financial priorities shift dramatically in midlife. Expenses increase, responsibilities multiply, and opportunities to rebuild lost resources shrink. Carefulness means planning ahead with precision, managing risk effectively, and making choices that reinforce long-term stability rather than short-term gratification. Every financial decision now carries amplified consequences. Impulse spending and reckless choices no longer go unnoticed. Even minor errors can cascade into stress, delayed goals, or instability. Developing a habit of reviewing budgets, tracking spending, and reassessing priorities helps protect wealth and reduce anxiety. Financial vigilance becomes a form of empowerment. Investing wisely and planning for emergencies gains importance. Savings, insurance, and careful investments reduce vulnerability. Acting cautiously does not limit growth. Instead, it preserves resources for strategic opportunities. Understanding risk versus reward becomes central. Those who embrace financial mindfulness cultivate independence and peace of mind. Stability replaces uncertainty, and decisions feel deliberate rather than reactive. Carefulness ensures resources are available when most needed, supporting long-term security and confidence. Emotional self-regulation becomes increasingly critical after 40. Stressors that were once tolerable now create more profound reactions. Carefulness means learning to pause, reflect, and respond rather than react impulsively, maintaining equilibrium despite pressure or external disruption. Recognizing emotional triggers is a cornerstone of mental resilience. Identifying patterns of irritation, frustration, or worry allows for strategic coping. Ignoring these cues leads to strained relationships, increased stress, and potential burnout. Mindful reflection offers control. Intentional strategies like journaling, meditation, or focused breathing enhance stability. Awareness strengthens resilience, enabling measured responses to challenges. Carefulness is the act of noticing emotional tension before it affects behavior, turning instinctive reactions into controlled outcomes. Those who develop emotional insight experience improved communication and reduced conflict. Relationships strengthen, decision-making becomes more precise, and confidence rises. Carefulness transforms the midlife emotional landscape into a space of steady composure and maturity. Energy management becomes essential in midlife. The body no longer rebounds from overexertion as quickly, and mental focus can fatigue under prolonged stress. Carefulness means pacing activity, recognizing limits, and conserving resources for high-priority tasks instead of attempting everything at once. Ignoring energy patterns leads to chronic exhaustion, reduced productivity, and emotional irritability. Those who fail to observe how energy flows through their day risk inefficiency and declining satisfaction. Carefulness requires intentional scheduling and balanced engagement with work, family, and personal goals. Recovery techniques gain significance. Short breaks, movement, and rest periods are no longer optional but critical. Implementing these routines supports sustained performance and reduces the likelihood of burnout. Carefulness transforms awareness into practical action. Those who prioritize energy management maintain higher productivity, enhanced focus, and stable mood. They accomplish more with less stress. Carefulness becomes a strategic approach, ensuring that both mental and physical resources are preserved for what truly matters. Relationship dynamics evolve dramatically in midlife. Long-term connections may shift as priorities and values change. Carefulness requires reassessment, honest communication, and active nurturing of bonds that support growth, while letting go of those that drain energy without purpose. Emotional intelligence becomes a practical necessity. Miscommunication or neglect can create rifts that escalate quickly. Recognizing subtle signs of disconnection allows timely interventions. Carefulness in these interactions ensures trust and respect are maintained. Balance between giving and receiving strengthens partnerships. Setting boundaries protects energy while allowing meaningful engagement. This approach prevents resentment and fosters long-term stability. Carefulness ensures relationships are intentional rather than reactive. Those who practice attentive relationship management experience deeper connections and reduced conflict. Stability improves emotional well-being. Carefulness transforms connections into sources of strength, support, and mutual respect, enhancing life satisfaction. Midlife often highlights the impact of long-term habits on overall well-being. Patterns established in earlier years now manifest visibly in physical fitness, mental clarity, and emotional stability. Carefulness involves assessing these habits critically and adjusting routines to maintain balance. Consistency over time matters more than intensity. Small, repeated actions, healthy eating, exercise, mindfulness accumulate into significant benefits. Ignoring minor issues, however, can lead to compounded negative effects. Awareness now determines future capability. Practical adjustments like structured schedules, nutritional planning, and regular physical activity improve resilience. Carefulness ensures that actions are purposeful and aligned with long-term goals. This deliberate approach prevents crises and promotes steady growth. Those who refine habits consciously experience increased energy, improved mood, and sharper focus. Daily life becomes smoother and more manageable. Carefulness transforms routine into an engine for consistent health and productivity. Decision-making takes on higher stakes after 40. Choices about health, finances, career, and relationships have amplified consequences. Carefulness requires methodical evaluation, thoughtful consideration, and long-term perspective, rather than impulsive responses. Rushed decisions often create compounded challenges. Taking time to analyze alternatives, evaluate risks, and consider future impact strengthens outcomes. Carefulness is the deliberate slowing down of thought before action, ensuring precision and control. Gathering reliable information and seeking guidance where necessary improves accuracy. Emotional impulses are managed through reflection and prioritization. Carefulness turns intuition into informed strategy rather than reactive behavior. Those who implement mindful decision-making experience greater success, stability, and confidence. Mistakes are minimized, and outcomes align more closely with long-term goals. Carefulness transforms midlife decisions into tools for growth and security. Time management becomes a strategic necessity. Responsibilities increase, yet energy remains limited. Carelessness in allocating attention leads to stress, missed opportunities, and wasted potential. Carefulness involves deliberate planning and prioritization. Prioritizing high-impact activities ensures resources are directed effectively. Low-value commitments are minimized or eliminated. This selective approach reduces overwhelm and enhances focus. Structured routines, intentional breaks, and efficient scheduling preserve energy. Awareness of peak productivity periods allows better alignment of tasks. Carefulness turns organization into a tool for sustained achievement. Those who manage time strategically maintain higher productivity, mental clarity, and personal satisfaction. Pressure is reduced, and progress feels controlled rather than chaotic. Carefulness maximizes potential while minimizing wasted effort. Cognitive sharpness requires deliberate attention in midlife. Mental fatigue becomes more apparent, and decision-making can be impaired if overstimulated. Carefulness involves structured engagement in mentally challenging tasks and protecting attention from overload. Learning and problem-solving keep the brain agile. Avoiding multitasking and prioritizing focused effort improves comprehension and memory. Small adjustments prevent mental burnout. Carefulness ensures that cognitive resources are preserved and optimized. Incorporating reflection and strategic planning enhances clarity. Evaluating thought patterns, organizing ideas, and reviewing goals support higher-level thinking. Carefulness transforms scattered mental activity into deliberate reasoning. Those who manage cognitive focus effectively maintain clarity, accuracy, and adaptability. Mental fatigue decreases, decision-making improves, and productivity remains high. Carefulness ensures that the mind continues to perform optimally through the challenges of midlife. Midlife often brings a reassessment of personal purpose. Previous goals may feel less meaningful, and energy invested in unimportant pursuits creates dissatisfaction. Carefulness requires reflection, prioritization, and alignment with what truly matters. Identifying core values and interests refines decision-making. Time and effort are directed toward activities that produce satisfaction and impact. Carefulness replaces blind ambition with thoughtful pursuit. Letting go of unproductive commitments frees resources for meaningful engagement. Energy and attention are now concentrated where they deliver the greatest return. Carefulness ensures focus remains aligned with long-term fulfillment. Those who align their actions with meaningful priorities experience renewed motivation, clarity, and satisfaction. Stress decreases, and life feels purposeful. Carefulness turns midlife into a period of intentional growth rather than aimless continuation. Midlife often brings a heightened awareness of vulnerability in health, relationships, and career. What once felt invincible now feels fragile, and small mistakes create more noticeable consequences. Carefulness means observing patterns closely, making deliberate adjustments, and responding proactively rather than reactively. ensuring long-term stability and resilience. Physical energy no longer recovers as quickly, and minor fatigue can affect mental clarity. Carefulness requires listening to the body and mind, adjusting workloads, and prioritizing tasks that matter most. Ignoring warning signs leads to compounded strain, while intentional pacing preserves strength and focus. Emotional balance becomes essential as stressors accumulate. Reacting impulsively damages relationships and creates unnecessary tension. Carefulness involves pausing, reflecting, and responding thoughtfully, turning challenges into opportunities for growth rather than sources of frustration. Those who embrace careful observation and deliberate action maintain clarity, energy, and control. Confidence grows, stress diminishes, and life feels manageable. Midlife transforms into a period where deliberate choices lead to stability, satisfaction, and sustainable progress. Financial decisions in midlife carry a different weight than earlier in life. Unexpected costs and long-term responsibilities amplify the impact of poor choices. Carefulness means planning meticulously, assessing risk realistically, and building structures that prevent unnecessary financial strain while supporting long-term goals. Small habits, like tracking daily spending, maintaining emergency funds, and reviewing investments, compound into significant advantages. Neglecting these details can create stress that reverberates across health, relationships, and daily life. Carefulness turns everyday financial awareness into long-term security. Strategic choices replace impulsive behavior. Evaluating purchases, prioritizing savings, and managing debt ensures freedom rather than limitation. Planning allows flexibility while protecting stability. This approach avoids crisis-driven decisions. Those who practice financial vigilance experience greater confidence and peace. Money decisions become tools rather than sources of stress, and careful planning creates a foundation for independent, secure, and purposeful midlife living. Midlife emphasizes the need for emotional intelligence. Sensitivity to stress, conflict, and interpersonal dynamics increases, and careless reactions can damage connections that took decades to build. Carefulness involves recognizing emotions, reflecting on triggers, and responding thoughtfully rather than impulsively, fostering healthier relationships. Self-awareness improves decision-making and reduces regret. Pausing before responding in conflict prevents escalation and builds trust. Observing patterns of thought and behavior allows strategic adjustments, creating a foundation for calm communication. Developing resilience through mindfulness, reflection, or journaling enhances emotional clarity. Awareness prevents minor frustrations from becoming chronic tension. Carefulness transforms stress into a guide for better choices. Those who cultivate emotional intelligence maintain stronger relationships, reduce conflict, and experience steadier mental and emotional health. Life becomes more predictable and fulfilling as careful emotional management guides daily decisions. Energy management becomes a central skill in midlife. The body and mind fatigue more quickly, and overstimulation reduces effectiveness. Carefulness involves pacing activity, prioritizing high-impact tasks, and preserving energy for moments that require attention and focus. Ignoring energy flow leads to burnout, inefficiency, and emotional strain. Deliberate scheduling, rest periods, and realistic expectations prevent depletion. Carefulness allows consistent performance rather than sporadic bursts. Awareness of personal limits allows the creation of sustainable routines. Allocating effort wisely improves productivity, mood, and motivation. Balance replaces overexertion, and performance is preserved over the long term. Those who manage energy intentionally maintain productivity, clarity, and resilience. Carefulness ensures that physical and mental resources are maximized, allowing consistent achievement and reduced stress throughout the challenges of midlife. Midlife relationships often require reevaluation. Connections that once fit seamlessly may no longer align with evolving priorities, creating friction or dissatisfaction. Carefulness involves observing relational dynamics, communicating openly, and nurturing bonds that support growth while releasing those that drain energy. Understanding boundaries becomes crucial. Healthy relationships require mutual respect and effort. Carefulness ensures emotional investment is purposeful rather than reactive, preventing resentment and fatigue. Strategic attention to relationships strengthens support networks. Prioritizing meaningful engagement allows deeper connection and minimizes conflict. Carefulness enables sustainable and fulfilling interpersonal interactions. Those who cultivate awareness and intentionality in relationships experience stability, trust, and companionship. Emotional resources are protected, and life becomes enriched by purposeful connections. Daily habits influence long-term outcomes more profoundly than any single decision. Health routines, productivity patterns, and personal choices compound into significant effects. Carefulness requires reviewing routines regularly, correcting what no longer serves, and reinforcing what supports growth and energy. Consistency is more valuable than intensity. Small adjustments over time create measurable improvements in fitness, focus, and emotional stability. Ignoring minor issues allows problems to accumulate quietly, whereas careful attention prevents future strain. Practical implementation involves scheduling exercise, rest, and nutrition with intention. Carefulness in execution ensures habits remain sustainable, minimizing risk of setbacks or regression. Those who refine routines thoughtfully maintain energy, improve resilience, and achieve consistent progress. Life feels structured, predictable, and manageable, demonstrating the power of careful habitual practice. Decision-making in midlife carries higher stakes. Career, family, health, and personal growth are all influenced by choices. Carefulness involves slowing down, gathering information, and evaluating consequences thoroughly before acting, ensuring actions support long-term goals rather than immediate gratification. Rushed choices create compounded difficulties. Taking time to reflect, consider alternatives, and anticipate potential outcomes strengthens results. Carefulness prevents costly errors and reduces stress. Incorporating feedback, consulting trusted sources, and assessing personal priorities improves accuracy. Carefulness transforms instinctive reactions into informed decisions, creating clarity and confidence. Those who approach decisions strategically experience higher success and stability. Life becomes more intentional, regrets diminish, and confidence in personal agency grows steadily. Time management becomes critical in midlife. Competing responsibilities, limited energy, and higher stakes require prioritization. Carefulness involves evaluating which tasks produce meaningful results and minimizing activities that drain resources without value. Intentional planning allows focus on high-impact actions. Eliminating distractions preserves attention and energy. Carefulness ensures that every hour is used strategically rather than consumed reactively. Structured routines, prioritized goals, and efficient workflows increase productivity and reduce stress. Carefulness transforms time from a source of pressure into a tool for progress. Those who manage time wisely maintain clarity, control, and satisfaction. Life feels organized, purposeful, and balanced, demonstrating the power of deliberate time stewardship. Cognitive performance requires deliberate protection after 40. Mental fatigue increases, focus diminishes, and memory can fluctuate. Carefulness involves prioritizing attention, avoiding mental overload, and engaging in tasks that stimulate but do not overwhelm the mind. Structured mental engagement, like focused problem solving or reflective thinking, enhances clarity. Carefulness ensures cognitive resources are preserved and applied strategically rather than scattered. Rest and recovery are critical for sustaining mental sharpness. Breaks, sleep, and mental downtime protect against burnout and maintain resilience. Carefulness integrates awareness with action to safeguard mental performance. Those who manage cognitive energy intentionally maintain clarity, accuracy, and adaptability. Decision-making improves, focus strengthens, and problem-solving remains efficient throughout midlife challenges. Midlife encourages reflection on personal purpose and alignment. Past goals may feel less meaningful, and energy spent on unimportant pursuits creates dissatisfaction. Carefulness involves reevaluating priorities, focusing on meaningful actions, and aligning daily behavior with long-term aspirations. Identifying core values and interests refines decision-making. Energy and effort are allocated toward pursuits that provide satisfaction and impact, while distractions and obligations with little return are minimized. Carefulness ensures attention is directed purposefully. Letting go of what no longer serves frees resources for high-value engagement. Intentional focus enhances motivation and clarity. Carefulness enables growth without wasted energy. Those who live aligned with purpose experience renewed motivation, deeper satisfaction, and greater clarity. Stress decreases, progress accelerates, and midlife becomes a stage of intentional development rather than aimless continuation. Midlife often brings an increased awareness of physical limitations. What was once effortless now requires attention and preparation. Carefulness involves observing how the body responds to daily activity, adjusting intensity and pacing energy to prevent injury while maintaining productivity and strength. Ignoring minor discomforts or fatigue allows small problems to escalate into long-term issues. Carefulness emphasizes proactive measures, such as warm-ups, stretches, and proper rest, to maintain consistent performance and energy throughout the day. Balancing activity and recovery prevents burnout and supports sustainable progress. Listening to signals from the body ensures that effort is efficient rather than excessive, promoting resilience over time. Those who respect their physical limits experience improved stamina, fewer injuries, and a stronger sense of control. Carefulness transforms physical awareness into sustainable health and energy that supports all aspects of life. Mental clarity becomes increasingly valuable in midlife. Cognitive tasks that once felt simple may now require more focus, and distractions can have a greater impact on productivity. Carefulness involves structuring attention, minimizing interruptions, and actively protecting mental bandwidth to maintain performance. Ignoring cognitive strain leads to fatigue, mistakes, and decreased confidence. Carefulness ensures deliberate focus on critical tasks while managing less important demands effectively, preserving energy and reducing stress. Incorporating reflective practices, prioritization, and brief mental resets strengthens clarity and decision-making. Awareness of cognitive capacity allows for more intentional and efficient problem-solving throughout the day. Those who protect mental clarity maintain sharper focus, improved memory, and higher productivity. Carefulness ensures sustained cognitive performance, making midlife challenges more manageable and opportunities more accessible. Emotional regulation becomes a critical skill after 40. Stress, family obligations, and career pressures accumulate, creating scenarios where reactions can escalate unnecessarily. Carefulness involves recognizing emotions early, pausing before responding, and choosing thoughtful actions instead of impulsive reactions. Unmanaged emotions increase tension and reduce effectiveness in relationships and decision-making. Carefulness emphasizes understanding emotional triggers, creating space for reflection, and implementing strategies to respond calmly and constructively. Techniques such as journaling, mindful breathing, and reflection improve resilience. Awareness allows emotions to guide insight rather than drive conflict, transforming potential stress into controlled and productive responses. Those who manage emotions effectively experience more stable relationships, clearer decision-making, and reduced mental strain. Carefulness fosters emotional balance, enhancing both personal and professional life in midlife. Time management becomes a pivotal skill during midlife. Responsibilities multiply and energy is more finite. Carefulness involves evaluating priorities, eliminating non-essential tasks, and structuring daily routines to maximize productivity without overextension or exhaustion. Failing to manage time carefully leads to stress, missed opportunities, and unnecessary pressure. Strategic planning ensures attention is focused on meaningful activities that yield the greatest results, protecting both energy and mental clarity. Establishing routines and intentional breaks improves efficiency while reducing fatigue. Carefulness allows time to be used purposefully, creating a sense of control and accomplishment throughout the day. Those who manage time strategically maintain higher performance, mental clarity, and life satisfaction. Carefulness transforms time into a tool for growth, ensuring energy is consistently directed toward high-value goals. Midlife often prompts reflection on personal values. Past ambitions or external expectations may no longer align with what feels meaningful. Carefulness involves clarifying priorities, aligning actions with values, and letting go of obligations that do not serve long-term satisfaction or purpose. Living without alignment increases stress and reduces motivation. Carefulness requires evaluation of goals, habits, and relationships to ensure they contribute to long-term fulfillment rather than temporary validation. Focusing attention on meaningful endeavors enhances engagement and satisfaction. Daily choices are guided by long-term objectives, reducing wasted energy and increasing confidence in actions. Those who live in alignment with their values experience increased motivation, emotional stability, and clarity. Carefulness ensures midlife becomes a stage of deliberate growth rather than reactive continuation. Physical activity takes on new significance after 40. The body's ability to recover diminishes, and neglecting movement results in stiffness, weakness, and fatigue. Carefulness involves consistent, moderate exercise tailored to sustain strength, flexibility, and overall health. Ignoring physical needs compounds over time. Carefulness emphasizes listening to the body, gradually increasing intensity and balancing effort with recovery to avoid injury and maintain long-term vitality. Incorporating daily movement, stretching, and strength building creates resilience. Awareness of limitations ensures sustainable progress without overexertion, supporting energy and mobility throughout the day. Those who maintain consistent physical care experience increased stamina, fewer injuries, and greater independence. Carefulness transforms routine movement into a foundation for long-term health and capability. Midlife often increases awareness of financial responsibility, unexpected expenses, ongoing obligations, and future planning become more critical. Carefulness involves budgeting, monitoring spending, and making deliberate choices that balance stability with long-term growth. Neglecting financial planning creates stress, limits flexibility, and affects mental well-being. Carefulness ensures money is managed intentionally, avoiding unnecessary risk while preparing for potential challenges. Strategic saving, investments, and contingency planning allow for controlled growth and security. Prioritizing needs over impulsive wants preserves resources for meaningful long-term goals. Those who practice financial vigilance experience reduced anxiety, increased confidence, and sustained stability. Carefulness turns financial management into a tool for freedom rather than constraint. Stress management becomes increasingly important in midlife. Accumulated responsibilities and changing physical responses amplify the impact of pressure. Carefulness involves recognizing early signs of tension, pausing to recalibrate, and implementing strategies to prevent escalation. Ignoring stress symptoms can create chronic fatigue, irritability, and decreased effectiveness. Carefulness encourages proactive attention to physical, mental, and emotional signals, allowing for early intervention. Implementing restorative practices, such as brief breaks, relaxation exercises, or strategic planning, improves resilience. Awareness ensures that stress is managed rather than allowed to accumulate, preserving clarity and energy. Those who manage stress effectively experience higher productivity, improved relationships, and greater emotional stability. Carefulness transforms challenges into manageable processes rather than overwhelming obstacles. Midlife often brings a reevaluation of career and purpose. What once felt fulfilling may now feel stagnant or misaligned with evolving goals. Carefulness involves assessing satisfaction, identifying meaningful contributions, and strategically planning steps to achieve renewed engagement. Neglecting this evaluation can lead to frustration, decreased motivation, and missed opportunities. Carefulness emphasizes thoughtful analysis and incremental improvement rather than reactive decisions. Aligning work with values and energy levels enhances productivity and satisfaction. Planning ensures that efforts produce meaningful outcomes and long-term growth without unnecessary strain. Those who approach career reflection with care experience renewed purpose, increased confidence, and balanced performance. Carefulness transforms professional engagement into a sustainable and rewarding aspect of midlife. Cognitive performance requires deliberate protection in midlife. Mental fatigue, reduced focus, and memory fluctuations become noticeable. Carefulness involves structuring tasks to maximize attention, avoiding overload, and supporting mental resilience through consistent habits. Ignoring mental strain leads to mistakes, stress, and frustration. Carefulness emphasizes prioritizing high-impact tasks, minimizing distractions, and creating restorative periods for the mind. Engaging in reflective thinking, problem-solving, and learning activities strengthens clarity and adaptability. Awareness of mental capacity allows decisions to be made intentionally rather than under duress. Those who maintain cognitive sharpness experience improved clarity, decision-making, and adaptability. Carefulness ensures sustained mental performance, making midlife challenges manageable while enhancing long-term success. Midlife often brings a sharper awareness of health risks. Minor symptoms that were once ignored now signal the need for attention. Carefulness involves monitoring the body closely, adjusting routines, and acting proactively to prevent small issues from becoming serious problems. Early detection and consistent habits become vital for long-term wellness. Daily lifestyle choices accumulate more impact than ever. Nutrition, exercise, and sleep determine energy, focus, and emotional stability. Carefulness means making intentional adjustments rather than assuming past habits remain sufficient. Small changes compound over time to create resilience. Routine medical checkups and preventive care become strategic tools. Listening to professional guidance, acting on advice promptly, and maintaining regular health assessments reduce uncertainty. Carefulness ensures that attention to detail preserves independence and vitality. Those who approach health with intentional awareness experience increased stamina, fewer setbacks, and sustained capability. Energy remains consistent, decision-making is clearer, and midlife becomes a stage of maintained strength rather than decline. Financial responsibility grows in midlife as obligations multiply. Unexpected costs, family responsibilities, and long-term planning create higher stakes. Carefulness involves disciplined budgeting, tracking spending, and making decisions that prioritize stability over impulsive desires. Planning prevents stress and preserves flexibility. Small errors in financial management can compound quickly. Carefulness means being deliberate about spending, evaluating priorities, and maintaining contingency plans for emergencies. Awareness transforms money from a source of anxiety into a tool for security and opportunity. Long-term strategies, including savings, investments, and debt management, build a foundation for independence. Consistent attention reduces risk and ensures resources are available when most needed. Carefulness replaces reactive habits with proactive stewardship. Those who manage finances intentionally gain confidence, peace of mind, and strategic control. Resources are used efficiently, stress diminishes, and life becomes more manageable as careful planning secures stability for the future. Midlife challenges often require enhanced emotional resilience. Life stressors such as career shifts, family responsibilities, and personal expectations accumulate, and impulsive reactions create tension. Carefulness involves observing emotions, pausing before responding, and developing measured strategies to maintain calm and clarity. Recognizing emotional triggers allows for intentional responses. Ignoring them leads to strained relationships and internal frustration. Carefulness ensures emotions become guides for insight rather than sources of conflict, creating stability in both personal and professional life. Implementing practices like journaling, reflection, and mindful pauses strengthens resilience. Awareness of internal states promotes clarity, helping to navigate complex interactions without unnecessary stress. Carefulness integrates insight with action. Those who regulate emotions effectively experience improved relationships, enhanced decision-making, and reduced tension. Life feels more controlled, predictable, and satisfying as careful emotional management becomes second nature. Energy management becomes increasingly crucial in midlife. Fatigue sets in faster and recovery is slower. Carefulness requires pacing activities, prioritizing high-impact tasks, and ensuring rest periods to maintain performance, focus, and emotional balance throughout the day. Ignoring energy levels leads to burnout, reduced productivity, and impaired judgment. Carefulness emphasizes monitoring physical and mental states, scheduling breaks, and aligning energy with task demands to sustain consistency. Deliberate attention to recovery, including sleep, nutrition, and restorative practices, enhances resilience. Awareness transforms routine actions into a sustainable approach that prevents depletion and supports long-term capability. Those who manage energy intelligently maintain productivity, focus, and emotional stability. Midlife becomes manageable rather than exhausting, and careful energy allocation ensures sustained achievement and well-being. Midlife often brings reevaluation of relationships. Connections may shift as values, priorities, and expectations change. Carefulness involves observing dynamics, communicating openly, and prioritizing relationships that are mutually supportive while letting go of those that drain resources unnecessarily. Healthy boundaries prevent resentment and emotional fatigue. Carefulness ensures investment of energy is intentional rather than reactive, protecting personal stability. Regular attention to relationships fosters trust and deepens connection. Constructive communication and consistent effort preserve bonds that align with evolving goals. Letting go of non-essential ties allows focus to remain on meaningful engagement. Carefulness strengthens social networks while preventing strain. Those who nurture relationships thoughtfully experience increased harmony, emotional support, and stability. Carefulness transforms social connections into sources of strength, enhancing personal and professional satisfaction. Daily habits influence outcomes more than sporadic effort. Health, focus, and productivity depend on consistent routines. Carefulness requires regular review of daily practices, adjusting for effectiveness and reinforcing behaviors that support long-term goals and energy management. Consistency outweighs intensity. Minor adjustments maintained over time create significant improvements in physical health, mental clarity, and emotional balance. Ignoring habits allows negative patterns to persist, while care ensures positive routines are strengthened. Practical implementation, including structured scheduling, nutrition, exercise, and rest, builds resilience. Awareness of the impact of habits ensures sustainable progress and minimizes setbacks. Carefulness transforms small choices into compounding advantages. Those who refine routines thoughtfully maintain focus, energy, and effectiveness. Life becomes more structured, predictable, and manageable. Carefulness converts consistent habits into a foundation for continued growth and resilience. Decision-making becomes higher stakes in midlife. Choices in career, finances, health, and relationships carry amplified consequences. Carefulness involves slowing down, evaluating alternatives, and considering long-term outcomes before acting, ensuring decisions are aligned with goals. Rushed decisions often create cascading challenges. Carefulness emphasizes reflection, information gathering, and strategic thinking to prevent unnecessary mistakes and stress. Thoughtful deliberation strengthens outcomes. Using reliable data, assessing priorities, and incorporating guidance from trusted sources enhances accuracy. Carefulness transforms instinctive reactions into informed, intentional actions that reduce uncertainty and increase confidence. Those who practice deliberate decision-making experience greater stability, reduced regrets, and higher success. Life feels purposeful, and careful evaluation turns challenges into opportunities for controlled growth. Time management becomes a strategic necessity. Midlife responsibilities expand, and energy is limited. Carefulness involves prioritizing high-value tasks, eliminating unnecessary commitments, and structuring schedules to maximize efficiency and minimize fatigue. Neglecting careful planning leads to stress, wasted time, and reduced productivity. Strategic allocation ensures attention and energy are directed toward actions that produce meaningful results, supporting long-term goals. Incorporating routines, structured breaks, and focus periods preserves energy and reduces overwhelm. Awareness transforms time from a source of pressure into a tool for controlled, efficient progress. Those who manage time strategically maintain clarity, focus, and life balance. Carefulness converts hours into measurable achievements, creating confidence and satisfaction in midlife endeavors. Cognitive performance requires careful protection in midlife. Mental fatigue, reduced focus, and memory lapses become more common. Carefulness involves structuring tasks to optimize attention, avoiding overload, and supporting consistent mental engagement. Failure to manage cognitive resources leads to mistakes, stress, and frustration. Carefulness emphasizes prioritization, task batching, and mental downtime to preserve clarity and efficiency. Engaging in challenging mental activities, reflection, and structured problem-solving strengthens adaptability. Awareness allows for intentional use of cognitive energy rather than reactive mental exhaustion. Those who maintain cognitive sharpness experience improved clarity, decision-making, and efficiency. Carefulness ensures sustained mental performance, making midlife both manageable and productive. Midlife prompts reflection on personal purpose. Previous goals may feel outdated, and energy spent on meaningless tasks creates dissatisfaction. Carefulness involves evaluating priorities, aligning actions with meaningful outcomes, and letting go of what no longer serves long-term growth. Clarifying values refines decision-making and directs energy toward high-impact actions. Attention to meaningful pursuits ensures consistent progress while minimizing wasted effort. Carefulness guides alignment between intent and action. Releasing unproductive commitments frees resources for important areas of life. Focused effort enhances satisfaction, engagement, and motivation. Carefulness ensures energy is concentrated where it matters most. Those who align actions with purpose experience clarity, renewed motivation, and satisfaction. Stress diminishes, life feels intentional, and midlife transforms into a period of deliberate growth rather than passive continuation. Midlife often brings an increased awareness of stress, impact on both body and mind. Pressure that was once manageable now accumulates quickly, affecting energy, focus, and emotional stability. Carefulness involves recognizing early signs of tension, implementing coping strategies, and maintaining consistent routines to prevent burnout and preserve health. Ignoring stress can lead to chronic fatigue, irritability, and reduced productivity. Carefulness emphasizes proactive measures, including regular breaks, mindful breathing, and structured organization to manage daily responsibilities without overwhelming the system. Developing resilience through consistent reflection and relaxation allows challenges to be handled calmly. Awareness of emotional and physical reactions ensures that stress becomes a manageable factor rather than a disruptive force in life. Those who manage stress intentionally maintain higher energy levels, clearer thinking, and more stable emotions. Carefulness transforms midlife challenges into opportunities for growth and controlled performance rather than exhaustion and overwhelm. Financial stability gains heightened importance during midlife. Long-term obligations, family responsibilities, and retirement planning make careless choices costly. Carefulness involves disciplined budgeting, deliberate spending, and strategic planning to protect current and future resources. Small errors or impulsive decisions can compound quickly, leading to stress and diminished control over finances. Carefulness emphasizes routine monitoring, adjusting priorities, and creating contingency plans for unexpected expenses. Proactive financial management includes saving, investing, and debt management strategies that support security and growth. Awareness of spending habits and long-term impact ensures decisions are intentional and effective. Those who approach financial responsibilities with care experience peace of mind, confidence, and freedom. Resources are optimized, stress is minimized, and midlife becomes a stage of strategic financial management rather than uncertainty. Emotional intelligence becomes essential in midlife. Pressure from work, family, and life transitions often triggers stronger emotional reactions. Carefulness involves recognizing these triggers, pausing to reflect, and responding thoughtfully, ensuring emotional energy is preserved and relationships remain healthy. Unchecked reactions can create conflict, reduce trust, and increase stress. Carefulness ensures that emotions guide insight rather than dictate impulsive behavior, allowing for calmer, more productive interactions. Techniques such as journaling, mindfulness, and structured reflection enhance self-awareness and resilience. Awareness of emotional patterns allows careful responses that prevent escalation and preserve stability. Those who cultivate emotional intelligence experience stronger relationships, reduced conflict, and improved mental well-being. Carefulness transforms emotional awareness into a tool for steady, purposeful engagement in midlife challenges. Energy management becomes increasingly important after 40. Recovery takes longer, and overexertion reduces productivity. Carefulness requires pacing activity, prioritizing essential tasks, and integrating restorative breaks to maintain consistent focus and efficiency. Neglecting energy levels leads to fatigue, decreased concentration, and emotional strain. Carefulness emphasizes monitoring physical and mental states, adjusting workloads, and allocating effort where it produces the most value. Intentional recovery through sleep, nutrition, and stress management supports long-term capability. Awareness of energy patterns transforms routine work into sustainable productivity without compromising health. Those who manage energy thoughtfully maintain higher performance, clearer thinking, and greater resilience. Carefulness ensures that midlife responsibilities are handled effectively while preserving well-being and stamina. Relationships in midlife often require deliberate attention. Priorities and values evolve, and connections that once felt natural may create tension or dissatisfaction. Carefulness involves evaluating relational dynamics, communicating openly, and investing energy in bonds that are mutually supportive. Healthy boundaries prevent emotional fatigue and resentment. Carefulness ensures energy is spent intentionally, protecting personal well-being while maintaining meaningful engagement. Investing in strong relationships through consistent communication, trust building, and quality interactions strengthens connections. Letting go of unproductive ties frees resources for meaningful connections. Carefulness balances personal needs with social responsibilities. Those who approach relationships with awareness and intention experience increased harmony, emotional support, and satisfaction. Life becomes enriched by purposeful connections rather than drained by unnecessary conflict or obligation. Daily habits influence long-term outcomes significantly. Health, productivity, and emotional stability rely on consistent routines. Carefulness involves regular evaluation of habits, adjusting practices for effectiveness, and reinforcing behaviors that support growth and resilience. Consistency is more impactful than intensity. Small, intentional changes repeated over time create lasting results. Ignoring minor issues allows problems to accumulate, while careful maintenance ensures continuous improvement. Structured routines for exercise, nutrition, rest, and mental focus strengthen overall capacity. Awareness of habit patterns ensures that effort is directed efficiently and setbacks are minimized. Carefulness converts everyday actions into strategic advantages. Those who maintain consistent routines experience sustained energy, enhanced focus, and greater effectiveness. Life feels organized and manageable, demonstrating the power of intentional, careful habit management. Decision-making carries greater weight in midlife, where choices affect family, health, and long-term goals. Carefulness involves evaluating options, gathering information, and assessing consequences to make informed decisions that support stability and growth rather than reactive responses. Rushed or impulsive decisions create compounding challenges. Carefulness emphasizes reflection, strategy, and measured action to reduce errors and stress. Thoughtful evaluation strengthens outcomes and builds confidence. Incorporating trusted advice, prioritization, and long-term considerations ensures decisions align with personal goals and values. Awareness of potential consequences transforms decision-making into a deliberate process rather than an instinctive reaction. Those who make decisions carefully experience reduced regrets, improved stability, and clearer life direction. Carefulness empowers midlife choices to create sustainable growth and confidence. Time management becomes critical in midlife. Increased responsibilities, limited energy, and higher stakes priorities require intentional planning. Carefulness involves evaluating task importance, eliminating unnecessary commitments, and structuring daily routines to maximize focus and minimize fatigue. Failing to manage time carefully leads to stress, missed deadlines, and wasted energy. Strategic planning ensures attention is directed toward tasks that produce meaningful results, preserving both mental and physical resources. Incorporating breaks, routines, and prioritized scheduling strengthens efficiency and clarity. Carefulness transforms time from a source of pressure into a tool for controlled, effective action throughout the day. Those who manage time intentionally maintain productivity, mental clarity, and balance. Carefulness turns hours into measurable progress, making midlife more manageable and rewarding. Cognitive sharpness requires protection in midlife. Mental fatigue, reduced focus, and memory fluctuations become noticeable. Carefulness involves structuring tasks to optimize attention, avoiding overload, and implementing routines that maintain consistent cognitive performance. Ignoring mental capacity leads to mistakes, stress, and reduced confidence. Carefulness ensures prioritization of critical tasks, strategic mental breaks, and thoughtful engagement with complex problems to prevent burnout. Mental resilience is supported by reflection, structured problem-solving, and learning opportunities. Awareness of cognitive limits allows resources to be used deliberately, rather than wasted impulsively. Those who maintain mental sharpness experience improved clarity, decision-making, and adaptability. Carefulness sustains cognitive performance, enabling midlife challenges to be managed effectively and efficiently. Midlife often brings reflection on personal purpose and meaningful engagement. Previous ambitions may feel outdated, and time invested in unimportant tasks produces dissatisfaction. Carefulness involves reassessing goals, aligning actions with long-term objectives, and letting go of distractions or commitments that no longer serve growth. Clarifying values and priorities directs energy toward meaningful endeavors. Carefulness ensures that effort is concentrated on actions that produce satisfaction, impact, and progress while reducing wasted energy. Focusing on high-value tasks enhances motivation, clarity, and engagement. Deliberate choices replace aimless activity, fostering confidence and a sense of control over life direction. Those who align daily actions with purpose experience clarity, renewed motivation, and satisfaction. Carefulness transforms midlife into a period of intentional growth rather than passive continuation, creating a strong foundation for future stages of life. Midlife brings a growing awareness of physical limitations. Strength, flexibility, and endurance no longer recover as easily as before. Carefulness involves observing the body's signals, pacing activity, and implementing routines that prevent injury while maintaining vitality and long-term capability. Ignoring minor discomforts or fatigue allows small problems to escalate into chronic issues. Carefulness emphasizes proactive adjustments, such as proper warm-ups, stretching, and rest, ensuring consistent energy and functionality. Sustainable exercise practices support resilience and prevent setbacks. Awareness of individual physical limits allows for strategic planning, enabling consistent performance without unnecessary strain or risk. Those who respect their bodies in midlife experience increased stamina, fewer injuries, and long-term independence. Carefulness transforms physical awareness into sustainable health and energy that supports all aspects of life. Cognitive clarity becomes more important as responsibilities grow. Mental fatigue, distraction, and multitasking can reduce efficiency and focus. Carefulness involves structuring tasks, limiting distractions, and protecting cognitive energy to maintain clear thinking and effective problem solving. Neglecting mental capacity leads to mistakes, stress, and decreased productivity. Carefulness ensures attention is directed toward priorities while minimizing mental overload, allowing sustained performance throughout the day. Incorporating reflection, focused learning, and problem-solving enhances clarity and adaptability. Awareness of cognitive patterns allows for intentional engagement rather than reactive thought processes. Those who manage cognitive focus effectively maintain sharper memory, improved decision-making, and higher efficiency. Carefulness preserves mental capacity, making midlife challenges manageable and opportunities easier to navigate. Emotional management becomes critical in midlife. Pressures from career, family, and personal expectations can trigger stronger emotional reactions. Carefulness involves noticing emotional triggers, pausing to reflect, and responding thoughtfully rather than impulsively, protecting relationships and personal stability. Unchecked emotions increase tension, stress, and conflict. Carefulness ensures emotional energy is used strategically, allowing insight rather than reactive behavior to guide decisions and interactions. Techniques such as mindfulness, journaling, and reflective pauses strengthen resilience. Awareness of emotional patterns allows for calm, deliberate responses, reducing frustration and improving well-being. Those who cultivate emotional intelligence experience stronger relationships, steadier moods, and clearer thinking. Carefulness turns awareness into practical action that enhances midlife stability and personal satisfaction. Energy management becomes essential after 40. Recovery slows, fatigue sets in more quickly, and sustained effort is harder to maintain. Carefulness involves pacing tasks, prioritizing high-impact activities, and incorporating restorative breaks to ensure consistent performance and clarity. Ignoring energy patterns leads to burnout, decreased focus, and emotional strain. Carefulness emphasizes self-awareness, strategic rest, and alignment of effort with personal capacity to sustain productivity and well-being. Balanced routines for work, rest, and recreation promote long-term resilience. Awareness transforms energy into a manageable resource rather than a fluctuating liability, allowing midlife responsibilities to be met effectively. Those who manage energy wisely maintain productivity, focus, and emotional stability. Carefulness ensures midlife challenges are handled efficiently without sacrificing health or performance. Relationships often require reassessment during midlife. Priorities and values evolve, and some connections may become strained or misaligned. Carefulness involves observing relational dynamics, maintaining open communication, and investing energy in connections that are mutually supportive. Healthy boundaries prevent emotional depletion and resentment. Carefulness ensures relational energy is allocated intentionally, protecting personal well-being while strengthening meaningful connections. Regular attention to relationships and letting go of draining ties creates space for growth and fulfillment. Carefulness fosters trust, deeper connection, and long-term stability in personal networks. Those who manage relationships thoughtfully experience emotional support, harmony, and satisfaction. Carefulness transforms interactions into sources of strength rather than stress, enhancing overall quality of life. Daily routines have a cumulative effect on health, productivity, and well-being. Carefulness involves evaluating habits, eliminating unproductive behaviors, and reinforcing positive routines that sustain energy, focus, and long-term growth. Consistency outweighs intensity. Small, deliberate actions maintained over time create significant impact. Ignoring habits or relying on sporadic effort undermines progress, while careful monitoring ensures steady improvement. Implementing structured routines for exercise, nutrition, rest, and mental focus enhances resilience. Awareness of patterns allows for corrections that prevent setbacks and maintain sustainable progress. Those who cultivate careful daily routines experience higher energy, sharper focus, and improved productivity. Carefulness transforms everyday choices into long-term advantages that sustain midlife health and performance. Decision-making in midlife carries higher stakes. Career, finances, health, and relationships are all influenced by choices. Carefulness involves evaluating options, assessing long-term consequences, and gathering information before acting, ensuring that decisions support stability and growth. Rushed or impulsive choices create compounding challenges. Carefulness emphasizes reflection, strategic thinking, and deliberate action to reduce errors and stress while improving outcomes. Incorporating trusted advice and prioritizing critical decisions strengthens confidence and clarity. Awareness of consequences ensures decisions are intentional rather than reactive. Those who approach decision-making thoughtfully experience reduced regrets, greater stability, and increased effectiveness. Carefulness turns midlife choices into tools for sustainable growth and personal empowerment. Time management becomes a strategic necessity in midlife. Increasing responsibilities and finite energy require careful prioritization. Carefulness involves evaluating which tasks provide the most value, eliminating distractions, and structuring schedules to maximize productivity without exhaustion. Failing to plan time carefully leads to stress, missed opportunities, and wasted energy. Strategic allocation ensures attention and effort, focus on high-impact activities while preserving resources. Incorporating routines, breaks, and focus sessions maintains energy and clarity. Carefulness transforms time from a source of pressure into a resource for measurable accomplishment and controlled progress. Those who manage time intentionally experience improved efficiency, mental clarity, and balance. Carefulness ensures hours are used purposefully, making midlife more productive and fulfilling. Cognitive function requires attention in midlife. Memory lapses, decreased focus, and mental fatigue become more noticeable. Carefulness involves prioritizing mental energy, limiting overload, and structuring tasks to optimize clarity, adaptability, and sustained performance. Neglecting cognitive care leads to mistakes, stress, and reduced confidence. Carefulness ensures tasks are approached systematically, mental resources are conserved, and complex problems are handled with clarity. Engaging in reflective thinking, learning, and structured problem-solving supports sustained cognitive function. Awareness of mental patterns allows intentional use of cognitive energy rather than wasted effort. Those who protect cognitive sharpness maintain clear thinking, better decision-making, and higher adaptability. Carefulness sustains mental performance and makes midlife challenges more manageable. Midlife often triggers reflection on purpose and priorities. Previous goals may feel outdated, and energy spent on trivial matters can create dissatisfaction. Carefulness involves reassessing objectives, aligning actions with meaningful outcomes, and letting go of tasks that do not support long-term growth. Clarifying values directs energy toward high-impact activities. Carefulness ensures effort is focused where it produces the most satisfaction and progress, reducing wasted energy on distractions or obligations. Focusing on purposeful actions enhances motivation, clarity, and engagement. Strategic choices replace aimless activity, creating confidence and control over life direction. Those who live intentionally experience clarity, renewed motivation, and satisfaction. Carefulness transforms midlife into a stage of deliberate growth rather than passive continuation, creating a strong foundation for future fulfillment. Midlife brings heightened awareness of physical health. Recovery is slower, stamina decreases, and the risk of injuries rises. Carefulness involves adjusting routines, listening to the body, and incorporating exercises that maintain strength, flexibility, and energy over the long term. Ignoring small physical signals can lead to chronic conditions or setbacks. Carefulness ensures early intervention through mindful movement, proper nutrition, and sufficient rest, creating a foundation for sustainable health. Strategic physical practices, including regular low-impact exercise and flexibility training, build resilience and prevent decline. Awareness of limitations allows performance to remain consistent without overexertion or strain. Those who prioritize physical care experience long-term vitality, independence, and energy. Carefulness transforms routine activity into a proactive tool for maintaining strength and overall wellness. Cognitive clarity becomes increasingly valuable in midlife. Mental fatigue, distractions, and overcommitment reduce efficiency and accuracy. Carefulness involves structuring work, minimizing interruptions, and protecting mental focus to ensure sustained productivity and sharp decision-making. Neglecting cognitive care leads to mistakes, stress, and diminished confidence. Carefulness emphasizes prioritizing critical tasks, planning thoughtfully, and preserving mental energy for high-impact responsibilities. Practices such as focused learning, reflection, and problem-solving strengthen adaptability and insight. Awareness of mental capacity ensures intentional use of cognitive resources rather than reactive effort. Those who protect cognitive function maintain better focus, faster problem-solving, and clearer thinking. Carefulness sustains mental performance, making midlife challenges more manageable and decisions more effective. Emotional resilience becomes critical after 40. Life transitions, career pressures, and family responsibilities can amplify emotional reactions. Carefulness involves recognizing triggers, pausing before responding, and managing emotions strategically to prevent stress and conflict. Unchecked emotional responses damage relationships and reduce personal clarity. Carefulness transforms emotional awareness into a tool for reflection, constructive communication, and calm decision-making. Techniques such as mindfulness, journaling, and reflective practices enhance resilience and promote steady emotional responses. Awareness of emotional patterns helps convert stress into actionable insight rather than reactive behavior. Those who cultivate emotional control experience better relationships, improved mental well-being, and reduced tension. Carefulness allows midlife to be approached with clarity, balance, and sustainable composure. Energy management is a defining factor in midlife productivity. Recovery slows, mental and physical fatigue accumulate, and consistent effort becomes more challenging. Carefulness involves pacing activity, prioritizing high-value tasks, and scheduling rest to sustain performance and focus. Ignoring energy limitations leads to burnout, diminished focus, and emotional strain. Carefulness ensures that attention and effort are applied strategically, maximizing output while preserving long-term health. Balanced routines incorporating work, rest, and recreational activity support resilience and productivity. Awareness of energy cycles allows careful planning to maintain momentum without compromising health or clarity. Those who manage energy thoughtfully maintain higher focus, productivity, and emotional stability. Carefulness transforms midlife responsibilities into manageable challenges while supporting well-being. Relationships in midlife require careful assessment. Values, priorities, and expectations evolve, making some connections less aligned with personal growth. Carefulness involves observing dynamics, setting healthy boundaries, and investing energy in relationships that provide mutual support. Neglecting relational awareness can lead to tension, emotional fatigue, and lost trust. Carefulness ensures that social energy is allocated intentionally, protecting well-being and strengthening meaningful connections. Investing in positive relationships through communication, consistency, and trust deepens bonds. Letting go of draining connections frees resources for engagement that fosters satisfaction and stability. Carefulness balances social investment with personal energy management. Those who cultivate intentional relationships experience enhanced support, harmony, and emotional resilience. Carefulness transforms connections into a source of strength rather than stress. Daily habits have a compounding effect on health, energy, and productivity. Carefulness involves reviewing routines, eliminating unproductive behaviors, and reinforcing habits that sustain mental clarity, physical well-being, and emotional stability. Consistency outweighs intensity. Small, repeated actions accumulate into significant long-term benefits. Ignoring habits allows negative patterns to persist, while careful monitoring ensures sustainable progress. Structured routines for exercise, nutrition, rest, and focus enhance overall resilience. Awareness of patterns ensures that energy is applied efficiently and setbacks are minimized. Carefulness converts ordinary behaviors into strategic advantages. Those who maintain intentional daily routines enjoy higher energy, sharper focus, and enhanced performance. Carefulness transforms everyday actions into long-term growth and stability in midlife. Decision-making in midlife carries increased consequences. Choices regarding health, career, finances, and relationships have amplified impact. Carefulness involves assessing options, evaluating long-term effects, and making informed choices aligned with personal goals. Rushed or impulsive decisions often create cascading difficulties. Carefulness emphasizes reflection, strategic planning, and deliberate action to reduce errors and minimize stress. Incorporating trusted guidance, prioritization, and realistic evaluation enhances decision-making accuracy. Awareness of consequences ensures choices are intentional and effective. Those who approach decision-making thoughtfully experience greater confidence, stability, and clarity. Carefulness turns midlife decisions into tools for sustainable success and controlled growth. Time management becomes critical as responsibilities expand. Competing priorities, limited energy, and high-stakes decisions require intentional organization. Carefulness involves prioritizing tasks, eliminating distractions, and structuring daily schedules to maximize efficiency without overexertion. Neglecting time management leads to stress, wasted energy, and missed opportunities. Strategic planning ensures focus on high-impact activities while preserving mental and physical resources. Routines, structured breaks, and focus sessions enhance clarity and energy. Carefulness converts time from a source of pressure into a tool for measurable progress and control. Those who manage time effectively maintain productivity, mental clarity, and balance. Carefulness ensures hours are used strategically, creating confidence and satisfaction in midlife. Cognitive performance requires careful maintenance after 40. Mental fatigue, memory fluctuations, and reduced attention span become noticeable. Carefulness involves protecting mental focus, structuring tasks, and allowing for restorative breaks to sustain clarity and adaptability. Neglecting cognitive energy leads to mistakes, stress, and lower efficiency. Carefulness ensures critical tasks receive proper focus, while routine mental resets preserve capacity and reduce errors. Engaging in reflection, learning, and structured problem-solving enhances mental sharpness. Awareness of cognitive patterns allows for intentional use of resources rather than reactive or inefficient effort. Those who maintain mental focus experience better decision-making, increased clarity, and higher adaptability. Carefulness ensures consistent cognitive performance, making midlife challenges manageable and controlled. Midlife often prompts reflection on purpose and priorities. Past goals may no longer align with current values, and time spent on low-value activities can reduce satisfaction. Carefulness involves evaluating priorities, aligning actions with meaningful objectives, and eliminating distractions or commitments that do not serve growth. Clarifying values ensures energy is focused on high-impact, purposeful actions. Carefulness transforms effort into progress, maximizing satisfaction and minimizing wasted energy. Focusing on meaningful pursuits enhances motivation, engagement, and clarity. Deliberate choices replace reactive or aimless behavior, creating control over life direction. Those who live intentionally experience renewed motivation, clarity, and satisfaction. Carefulness turns midlife into a stage of deliberate, purposeful growth rather than passive continuation. Midlife often brings a new awareness of physical limitations and recovery rates. Muscles, joints, and endurance no longer respond like they did in younger years. Carefulness involves adjusting exercise routines, pacing activity, and focusing on low-impact strength and flexibility work to maintain long-term vitality. Ignoring minor aches or fatigue can lead to chronic issues or injuries. Carefulness emphasizes listening to the body, addressing small discomforts promptly, and maintaining consistent habits that promote resilience and physical health. Incorporating stretching, strength training, and aerobic exercise into daily routines supports longevity and prevents deterioration. Awareness of personal limits allows midlife adults to remain active without overexertion or injury. Those who prioritize physical care maintain independence, energy, and overall health. Carefulness transforms awareness of the body into sustainable habits that preserve vitality through midlife and beyond. Cognitive focus becomes increasingly critical as life responsibilities expand. Mental fatigue, distractions, and multitasking can reduce clarity and productivity. Carefulness involves structuring tasks, limiting interruptions, and prioritizing mental energy for the most impactful activities. Neglecting cognitive care increases mistakes, stress, and frustration. Carefulness emphasizes thoughtful planning, scheduled mental breaks, and focused engagement to protect clarity and improve performance. Practices like reflective thinking, problem solving, and learning help sustain cognitive sharpness. Awareness of mental capacity allows careful allocation of effort, ensuring efficiency without burnout. Those who protect cognitive clarity maintain better decision-making, faster problem-solving, and sustain mental performance. Carefulness ensures midlife challenges are approached with focus and intentionality. Emotional regulation becomes a central skill in midlife. Stress, career pressures, and family responsibilities can amplify emotional reactions. Carefulness involves recognizing emotional triggers, pausing before responding, and making conscious choices to reduce conflict and maintain stability. Unmanaged emotions increase tension, harm relationships, and deplete energy. Carefulness ensures emotional awareness, transforms into deliberate responses rather than impulsive behavior, fostering healthier interactions. Mindfulness, reflection, and journaling are practical tools to manage emotions. Awareness of patterns allows for strategic responses that maintain calm and resilience throughout daily challenges. Those who cultivate emotional control experience stronger relationships, improved mental well-being, and reduced stress. Carefulness turns emotional awareness into a resource for stability and personal growth. Energy management is critical after 40. Fatigue accumulates faster, recovery is slower, and consistent effort requires planning. Carefulness involves pacing tasks, prioritizing essential responsibilities, and scheduling restorative breaks to maintain productivity and focus. Ignoring energy levels leads to burnout, reduced efficiency, and emotional strain. Carefulness ensures effort is applied where it produces the most value, supporting both short-term tasks and long-term goals. Balanced routines of work, rest, and recreation enhance resilience and sustain performance. Awareness of energy patterns allows for efficient allocation of resources, preventing exhaustion and maintaining momentum. Those who manage energy intentionally experience sustained productivity, focus, and emotional stability. Carefulness transforms midlife responsibilities into manageable and fulfilling activities. Relationships in midlife require deliberate attention. Changing priorities and evolving values can create tension in connections that were once effortless. Carefulness involves evaluating dynamics, maintaining boundaries, and investing energy in mutually supportive relationships. Ignoring relational needs can lead to conflict, emotional fatigue, and reduced satisfaction. Carefulness ensures social energy is used intentionally, strengthening meaningful connections while letting go of draining ties. Intentional engagement through communication, trust building, and consistent attention preserves important bonds. Carefulness fosters harmony, mutual respect, and long-term stability in personal networks. Those who approach relationships mindfully experience emotional support, trust, and a stronger sense of fulfillment. Carefulness converts social energy into a source of strength rather than stress. Daily habits shape long-term health and productivity. Carefulness involves reviewing routines, removing unproductive behaviors, and reinforcing practices that support physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Consistency is more impactful than intensity. Small, repeated actions compound into significant outcomes, while neglecting habits allows negative patterns to persist. Carefulness ensures steady improvement over time. Structured habits in exercise, nutrition, rest, and mental focus strengthen resilience and energy. Awareness of patterns allows adjustments that maximize benefits and prevent setbacks. Those who maintain intentional routines experience higher energy, sharper focus, and sustainable performance. Carefulness transforms everyday choices into long-term advantages that support midlife growth. Decision-making in midlife carries greater consequences. Career, financial, and personal choices impact long-term stability. Carefulness involves evaluating options, gathering information, and considering future effects to make intentional and effective decisions. Impulsive or rushed choices often lead to compounding problems. Carefulness emphasizes reflection, strategic planning, and deliberate action to reduce errors and stress while enhancing outcomes. Incorporating trusted advice, prioritization, and analysis ensures decisions align with values and goals. Awareness of consequences turns instinctive reactions into informed, intentional actions. Those who practice careful decision-making experience improved stability, confidence, and clarity. Carefulness transforms midlife choices into strategic tools for sustainable growth. Time management becomes increasingly crucial. Midlife responsibilities expand, and energy is limited. Carefulness involves prioritizing high-value tasks, eliminating distractions, and structuring schedules to maintain efficiency without overexertion. Neglecting time management creates stress, wasted energy, and missed opportunities. Strategic planning ensures focus is applied to meaningful activities while conserving resources for long-term goals. Structured routines, focused work periods, and scheduled breaks enhance productivity and reduce mental fatigue. Awareness converts time into a manageable resource rather than a source of pressure. Those who manage time intentionally maintain focus, clarity, and work-life balance. Carefulness transforms hours into measurable progress and sustained satisfaction. Cognitive resilience requires active maintenance. Mental fatigue, reduced memory, and distraction become more pronounced in midlife. Carefulness involves focusing attention strategically, limiting overload, and implementing practices that preserve clarity and adaptability. Neglecting mental energy leads to mistakes, frustration, and reduced confidence. Carefulness ensures tasks are approached thoughtfully, mental breaks are included, and complex problems are addressed efficiently. Structured problem solving, reflection, and continuous learning maintain mental sharpness. Awareness of cognitive capacity allows for efficient use of mental resources rather than wasted effort. Those who maintain cognitive focus experience better decision-making, clarity, and adaptability. Carefulness sustains mental performance and makes midlife responsibilities more manageable. Purpose and priorities often come under review in midlife. Past goals may feel outdated, and energy spent on low-value activities reduces satisfaction. Carefulness involves aligning actions with meaningful objectives, eliminating distractions, and focusing on tasks that serve growth and fulfillment. Clarifying values ensures energy is invested in impactful pursuits. Carefulness transforms daily effort into measurable progress, while minimizing wasted energy and frustration. Concentrating on high-value actions enhances engagement, clarity, and motivation. Deliberate choices replace reactive or aimless behavior, fostering confidence and control over life direction. Those who live intentionally experience clarity, satisfaction, and renewed purpose. Carefulness makes midlife a stage of deliberate, meaningful growth rather than passive continuation. Midlife brings a heightened awareness of physical vulnerability. Recovery is slower, injuries linger longer, and energy reserves diminish. Carefulness involves paying attention to bodily signals, adjusting exercise intensity, and incorporating flexibility and strength training to maintain vitality. Neglecting early signs of strain can lead to chronic conditions and reduced mobility. Carefulness emphasizes proactive self-care, proper warm-ups, and structured movement routines to support long-term health. Regular, moderate activity that balances endurance, strength, and flexibility protects against age-related decline. Awareness of limits allows midlife adults to maintain performance without risking injury or exhaustion. Those who prioritize physical well-being experience sustained energy, independence, and confidence. Carefulness transforms midlife into a period of proactive health maintenance rather than decline. Cognitive clarity becomes essential as life complexity increases. Multitasking, stress, and mental fatigue can compromise focus and decision-making. Carefulness involves organizing tasks, minimizing distractions, and allocating mental energy efficiently to maintain sharp thinking. Ignoring cognitive care leads to mistakes, anxiety, and diminished confidence. Carefulness ensures mental resources are preserved for critical tasks while reducing unnecessary cognitive load. Incorporating reflection, structured problem-solving, and focused learning strengthens mental acuity. Awareness of mental capacity allows for intentional engagement rather than reactive effort. Those who protect cognitive function maintain clarity, improve decision-making, and adaptability. Carefulness ensures that midlife challenges are approached with sustained focus and confidence. Emotional management becomes increasingly important after 40. Career pressures, family obligations, and life transitions can amplify emotional responses. Carefulness involves recognizing triggers, pausing before reacting, and making thoughtful choices that maintain stability in relationships. Unchecked emotions can create stress, tension, and conflict. Carefulness transforms emotional awareness into deliberate responses that reduce friction and preserve energy. Techniques such as journaling, mindfulness, and reflective pauses strengthen emotional resilience. Awareness of patterns allows emotions to guide insight rather than provoke impulsive reactions. Those who cultivate emotional intelligence experience stronger relationships, steadier moods, and better overall well-being. Carefulness turns emotional regulation into a tool for clarity and sustainable midlife growth. Energy management becomes a defining factor in midlife productivity. Fatigue accumulates more quickly, and recovery requires intentional planning. Carefulness involves pacing tasks, prioritizing essential work, and scheduling restorative breaks to maintain focus and effectiveness. Neglecting energy levels leads to burnout, reduced efficiency, and emotional strain. Carefulness emphasizes awareness of capacity, strategic allocation of effort, and regular rest periods to maintain sustainable momentum. Balanced routines incorporating work, rest, and recreation support long-term resilience. Awareness transforms energy into a resource that can be leveraged for consistent productivity without compromising health. Those who manage energy wisely maintain focus, productivity, and emotional stability. Carefulness ensures that midlife responsibilities are accomplished efficiently while preserving well-being. Relationships in midlife require careful evaluation. Evolving priorities and values may render old connections less supportive or even draining. Carefulness involves observing relational dynamics, setting boundaries, and focusing energy on relationships that are mutually beneficial. Neglecting relational awareness can create tension, emotional fatigue, and dissatisfaction. Carefulness ensures social energy is invested intentionally, strengthening meaningful bonds while releasing unproductive ties. Consistent attention to communication, trust, and support preserves important relationships. Carefulness nurtures harmony, mutual respect, and long-term social stability. Those who manage relationships thoughtfully experience stronger emotional support, improved satisfaction, and a sense of fulfillment. Carefulness converts social energy into a source of strength rather than stress. Daily habits significantly influence long-term health and productivity. Carefulness involves reviewing routines, removing unproductive behaviors, and reinforcing positive habits that support physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Consistency is more important than intensity. Small, intentional actions compounded over time produce meaningful results, while neglecting habits allows negative patterns to persist. Carefulness ensures progress remains sustainable. Structured routines in exercise, nutrition, rest, and mental focus enhance resilience and efficiency. Awareness of patterns allows midlife adults to make adjustments that prevent setbacks and optimize energy. Those who cultivate intentional daily habits experience higher energy, improve focus, and sustain performance. Carefulness transforms routine behaviors into tools for long-term growth and stability. Decision-making carries heightened consequences during midlife. Career, financial, and personal choices impact stability and future outcomes. Carefulness involves analyzing options, considering long-term effects, and making informed, intentional decisions aligned with personal goals. Impulsive or rushed decisions often create unnecessary complications. Carefulness emphasizes reflection, strategic thinking, and deliberate action to reduce errors and stress while improving outcomes. Incorporating advice, prioritization, and careful evaluation strengthens decision-making accuracy. Awareness of consequences transforms reactive choices into deliberate actions that foster stability. Those who approach decisions thoughtfully experience increased confidence, clarity, and security. Carefulness turns midlife choices into tools for sustainable growth and controlled progress. Time management becomes a critical skill in midlife. Increasing responsibilities, limited energy, and higher stakes tasks require intentional organization. Carefulness involves prioritizing high-value activities, eliminating distractions, and structuring the day for maximum efficiency. Neglecting time leads to stress, wasted energy, and missed opportunities. Strategic planning ensures attention is focused on essential work while preserving resources for long-term goals. Incorporating structured routines, focus blocks, and scheduled breaks maximizes productivity while reducing fatigue. Awareness transforms time from a source of pressure into a controlled, manageable resource. Those who manage time intentionally experience improved efficiency, focus, and work-life balance. Carefulness converts hours into measurable progress and sustained satisfaction. Cognitive sharpness requires intentional maintenance. Memory lapses, mental fatigue, and decreased focus can impact efficiency and confidence. Carefulness involves structuring tasks, prioritizing critical mental effort, and incorporating breaks to preserve clarity and adaptability. Neglecting cognitive energy leads to mistakes, stress, and diminished confidence. Carefulness ensures tasks are approached systematically, mental capacity is preserved, and problem-solving remains effective. Engaging in learning, reflection, and structured problem-solving maintains mental resilience. Awareness of cognitive limits allows deliberate use of resources rather than reactive or wasted effort. Those who protect mental focus maintain clarity, better decision-making, and enhanced adaptability. Carefulness sustains cognitive performance, making midlife responsibilities manageable and controlled. Midlife often prompts reflection on purpose and meaningful engagement. Past goals may no longer align with evolving values, and time spent on low-value activities creates dissatisfaction. Carefulness involves aligning daily actions with meaningful objectives and eliminating distractions that do not serve growth. Clarifying personal values ensures energy is directed toward high-impact, purposeful work. Carefulness transforms effort into progress while minimizing wasted energy and frustration. Focusing on high-value, meaningful activities enhances engagement, clarity, and motivation. Deliberate choices replace reactive behavior, creating control over life direction and long-term satisfaction. Those who live intentionally experience renewed clarity, motivation, and fulfillment. Carefulness makes midlife a period of deliberate growth, turning this stage into an opportunity for meaningful achievement and personal development. Midlife brings increasing awareness of physical health and the consequences of neglect. Energy levels may decline, recovery slows, and small injuries can escalate if ignored. Carefulness involves regular checkups, targeted exercise, and balanced nutrition to maintain strength and prevent deterioration. Neglecting physical well-being accelerates fatigue, weakens resilience, and increases vulnerability to chronic conditions. Carefulness ensures preventive care, proactive adjustments, and consistent monitoring to maintain vitality. Incorporating strength, flexibility, and aerobic exercises protects against age-related decline. Awareness of limits allows midlife adults to remain active while avoiding overexertion or injury. Those who prioritize physical health sustain independence, stamina, and confidence. Carefulness transforms midlife into a stage of proactive well-being rather than decline. Cognitive clarity becomes increasingly crucial as responsibilities grow. Multitasking, distractions, and mental fatigue can reduce focus and decision-making efficiency. Carefulness involves structured task management, minimizing interruptions, and protecting mental energy for high-priority work. Neglecting cognitive care leads to mistakes, stress, and reduced confidence. Carefulness emphasizes planned focus, mental breaks, and intentional engagement for sustained clarity and problem-solving capacity. Structured reflection, continuous learning, and deliberate problem-solving strengthen mental resilience. Awareness of cognitive patterns ensures effort is applied efficiently and effectively. Those who maintain cognitive focus experience improved clarity, faster decision-making, and increased adaptability. Carefulness ensures midlife challenges are approached with focus and competence. Emotional regulation becomes vital after 40. Stress, career pressure, and family responsibilities can intensify emotional reactions. Carefulness involves recognizing triggers, pausing before responding, and making intentional choices to maintain calm and stability. Unchecked emotional responses increase tension, create conflict, and reduce mental clarity. Carefulness transforms emotional awareness into constructive reflection, enhancing resilience and composure. Techniques such as journaling, mindfulness, and self-reflection provide practical support for emotional management. Awareness of patterns allows emotions to guide insight rather than impulsive reactions. Those who cultivate emotional intelligence experience stronger relationships, steadier moods, and improved well-being. Carefulness turns emotional regulation into a tool for stability and personal growth. Energy management is essential in midlife. Recovery slows, fatigue accumulates faster, and consistent effort requires planning. Carefulness involves pacing work, prioritizing high-impact tasks, and scheduling restorative breaks to maintain productivity and focus. Ignoring energy limitations leads to burnout, reduced efficiency, and emotional strain. Carefulness ensures energy is applied strategically to maintain momentum and well-being. Balanced routines integrating work, rest, and recreation enhance resilience. Awareness of energy patterns allows resources to be used efficiently without overexertion. Those who manage energy thoughtfully maintain sustained productivity, focus, and emotional stability. Carefulness ensures midlife responsibilities are handled effectively while preserving health. Relationships in midlife require intentional evaluation. Changing priorities and evolving values can create tension or misalignment. Carefulness involves observing relational dynamics, maintaining healthy boundaries, and investing energy in mutually supportive connections. Neglecting relational awareness can create conflict, emotional fatigue, and dissatisfaction. Carefulness ensures social energy is spent strategically, strengthening meaningful connections while releasing draining relationships. Intentional engagement, trust building, and communication enhance relationship quality. Carefulness fosters harmony, respect, and long-term social stability. Those who approach relationships mindfully experience stronger emotional support, trust, and fulfillment. Carefulness transforms connections into sources of strength rather than stress. Daily habits have cumulative effects on health and productivity. Carefulness involves reviewing routines, removing unproductive practices, and reinforcing habits that support physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Consistency outweighs intensity. Small, repeated actions over time produce meaningful results, while neglecting habits allows negative patterns to persist. Carefulness ensures steady improvement and sustainability. Structured routines for exercise, nutrition, mental focus, and rest enhance resilience. Awareness of habits allows adjustments to optimize energy, prevent setbacks, and sustain progress. Those who maintain intentional routines experience higher energy, sharper focus, and better long-term outcomes. Carefulness turns everyday actions into a foundation for growth and stability. Decision-making becomes more consequential in midlife. Career, finance, and family choices impact long-term stability. Carefulness involves evaluating options, considering consequences, and making intentional, informed decisions that align with personal goals. Impulsive or rushed decisions often generate problems that compound over time. Carefulness emphasizes reflection, strategic thinking, and deliberate action to reduce errors and stress. Incorporating advice, prioritization, and structured evaluation strengthens decision-making. Awareness of outcomes ensures choices are deliberate rather than reactive. Those who practice careful decision-making experience confidence, clarity, and stability. Carefulness transforms choices into tools for sustainable growth and control. Time management is a crucial skill in midlife. Expanding responsibilities and finite energy require strategic planning. Carefulness involves prioritizing high-value tasks, eliminating distractions, and structuring the day to maximize efficiency without overexertion. Neglecting time management leads to stress, wasted energy, and missed opportunities. Strategic planning ensures focus remains on meaningful work while preserving resources for long-term goals. Structured routines, focus blocks, and scheduled breaks support productivity and reduce fatigue. Awareness turns time into a manageable resource rather than a source of pressure. Those who manage time intentionally maintain focus, efficiency, and balance. Carefulness converts hours into measurable progress and sustained satisfaction. Cognitive sharpness requires intentional attention in midlife. Memory fluctuations, mental fatigue, and reduced focus can affect performance. Carefulness involves prioritizing critical tasks, structuring workload, and scheduling mental breaks to preserve clarity. Neglecting cognitive care leads to mistakes, stress, and reduced confidence. Carefulness ensures energy is directed efficiently, preserving problem-solving capacity and adaptability. Practices like reflective thinking, structured problem-solving, and learning maintain mental resilience. Awareness of cognitive patterns allows intentional use of mental energy rather than wasted effort. Those who maintain mental focus experience clearer thinking, better decision-making, and higher adaptability. Carefulness sustains cognitive performance, making midlife responsibilities manageable and effective. Purpose and priorities often come under review in midlife. Past goals may feel outdated, and time spent on low-value tasks creates dissatisfaction. Carefulness involves realigning actions with meaningful objectives and eliminating distractions that do not serve growth. Clarifying values ensures energy is spent on impactful pursuits. Carefulness transforms effort into measurable progress while reducing wasted energy and frustration. Focusing on high-value activities increases motivation, clarity, and engagement. Deliberate choices replace aimless behavior, fostering confidence and control over life direction. Those who live intentionally experience renewed clarity, motivation, and fulfillment. Carefulness makes midlife a period of deliberate growth and purposeful achievement. Midlife awareness of physical health requires strategic maintenance. Strength, endurance, and flexibility decline naturally, making careful routines essential. Carefulness involves regular exercise, proper nutrition, and listening to the body to maintain energy and prevent injury. Ignoring early physical signals can result in chronic problems. Carefulness ensures preventative measures are taken, recovery is prioritized, and vitality is preserved. Incorporating moderate aerobic activity, strength training, and flexibility exercises enhances long-term resilience. Awareness of limits allows individuals to maintain performance safely and sustainably. Those who prioritize physical care maintain energy, independence, and confidence. Carefulness transforms midlife health into a proactive, empowering stage rather than a period of decline. Cognitive clarity remains critical. As life grows more complex, multitasking, responsibilities, and mental fatigue can reduce efficiency. Carefulness involves structuring tasks, minimizing distractions, and directing mental energy to high-priority objectives. Neglecting cognitive maintenance results in mistakes, stress, and reduced confidence. Carefulness emphasizes intentional focus, mental breaks, and structured engagement to sustain clarity. Reflection Learning and problem-solving exercises enhance cognitive sharpness. Awareness of mental capacity ensures efficient use of energy and sustained performance. Those who protect mental clarity experience improved decision-making, efficiency, and adaptability. Carefulness ensures midlife challenges are approached with focus and competence. Emotional resilience becomes essential in midlife. Stress from work, family, and personal responsibilities can amplify emotional reactions. Carefulness involves noticing triggers, pausing before responding, and making deliberate choices that preserve relationships and stability. Unchecked emotions increase tension, conflict, and fatigue. Carefulness ensures emotional energy is managed strategically, turning awareness into deliberate and constructive action. Mindfulness, journaling, and reflective practices support emotional regulation. Awareness of patterns allows emotional responses to guide insight rather than impulsive behavior. Those who cultivate emotional intelligence enjoy stronger relationships, steadier moods, and better overall well-being. Carefulness transforms emotional awareness into a tool for stability and growth. Energy management defines productivity and well-being in midlife. Fatigue accumulates faster, and recovery requires deliberate planning. Carefulness involves pacing activity, prioritizing critical tasks, and scheduling restorative breaks to maintain focus and efficiency. Ignoring energy limits leads to burnout, reduced productivity, and emotional strain. Carefulness ensures resources are allocated strategically to sustain momentum and maintain performance. Balanced routines of work, rest, and recreation foster long-term resilience. Awareness of personal energy cycles allows consistent output without sacrificing health. Those who manage energy effectively maintain focus, performance, and emotional stability. Carefulness transforms midlife challenges into manageable and fulfilling experiences. Midlife often prompts reflection on life purpose and priorities. Past ambitions may no longer align with current values, and time spent on low-value activities diminishes satisfaction. Carefulness involves aligning actions with meaningful objectives and eliminating distractions that do not support growth. Clarifying values ensures energy is directed toward high-impact, purposeful work. Carefulness transforms effort into measurable progress and long-term fulfillment. Focusing on meaningful, high-value activities enhances motivation, engagement, and clarity. Deliberate choices replace aimless or reactive behaviors, creating a sense of control over life direction. Those who live intentionally experience clarity, fulfillment, and renewed purpose. Carefulness makes midlife a stage of deliberate, meaningful growth, turning this period into an opportunity for achievement and personal empowerment. As you move through your 40s, 50s, and 60s, every decision, every habit, and every choice matters more than ever. The body, mind, and relationships all respond to the care and attention you give them. Neglecting the small signs today can create bigger challenges tomorrow, while deliberate, mindful actions set the stage for long-term vitality, mental clarity, and meaningful fulfillment. Carefulness is not about fear, it's about strategy. It's about pacing yourself, protecting your energy, maintaining sharpness of mind, and investing wisely in the people and priorities that truly matter. Every moment managed with intention compounds into stability, confidence, and satisfaction over time. Midlife is a pivotal stage, a bridge between what you've built and what you still have the power to create. By being vigilant, disciplined, and thoughtful, you transform potential risks into opportunities for growth, ensuring that the coming years are productive, meaningful, and deeply fulfilling. Your 40s, 50s, and 60s are not just years to survive, they are years to thrive. Carefulness unlocks your ability to live fully, make every decision count, and move forward with purpose, strength, and clarity. The journey ahead is yours to shape, and every intentional choice builds a foundation for the life you deserve.